Venom. Yes. As far as I'm concerned, we can do anything we want.
Hello everyone. I just wanted to show off this shirt because it's quite relevant. Because just got back from seeing Zombieland, and I'll give you my immediate opinion on the movie. First and foremost, I've seen reviews, all that. I just wanted to come here and see the movie and come to my own conclusion for what I saw. And for, at least in my mind, for what it's worth, it's not terrible. Which is not a good way to start any movie review, but it's also like, is it really like as terrible as everyone's making it out to be? Yes and no. Okay, I'll start off with this. This movie is directed by Ruben Fleischer, who's also done Zombieland, which is one of the best horror comedies in recent years, like back in 2009 when it came out. And it also did Gangster Squad, which I like, but is also pretty dumb. So yeah, he hasn't made a movie as good as his career since his first film, Zombieland. And of course I got Spider-Man 3 here because Venom. And I'll say this first and foremost, Eddie Brock played by, again, I'm not going to go deep into this story for this movie because it's really just kind of very typical, very kind of BS for what you would see in a superhero movie like this, or a supervillain movie. And one of the very few supervillain movies we have, or at least that come to my mind. I think it is the only one. Or is he anti-hero like Deadpool or whatever. Anyway, Venom is one of my personal favorite Spider-Man villains, and this first movie directed by him. Again, I'm not going to go deep into the story, but first things first, Eddie Brock, played by Tom Hardy, that's one of the first things I loved about this movie. It's just the cast itself. It's a really good cast. He's probably the only person in this cast, aside from the cameo in the end, that I really thought was like perfect choice. That's excellent. He did a great job. Everything he was in, I loved. I thought he was just great. He was such a magnetic feel to him, where he's like, no, we can't do that. I will say his American accent is a little spotty at times. There's sometimes where his accent kind of just kicks in. It's like, no, we can't do this. No. It's a little inconsistent here and there, but for the most part, it's really good. But not only that, he countered the turmoil, the gross outness, and a genuine sense of hatred that he had at his core to fight against the corporation. But, of course, like, all this shit, like, being the MCU and all that, doesn't matter. But I will say, for what I liked, him as Venom is excellent. Every scene he's in, I loved. Every single scene with Venom in it, especially with the VFX, which I thought for the most part were really quite stellar. Were really amazing. I loved his dialogue with the Venom, especially when he's on like the island part and he's like, "What are you?" and he sees like the thing come out for the first time ever. It's just like a really great scene of dialogue there. I thought that was really great. I thought, for the most part, the action was really solid. I thought that every single action scene in the movie that you'll see is actually really good for what it's worth. What else? Good action set pieces. They all meant something to the character. They all meant something to the story. They helped elevate and throughout the story. So it didn't feel like incoherent mess. It at least felt like there's more effort in this than your shit blockbuster crap movie that you typically see in January. This, at least, in my view, had some sense of focus and structure to it, even if it is undeniably flawed. Flawed to the minute, or to the Venom, or flawed to the Parasite. I should call me Parasite. And then not the end. Just great. I just really love that back and forth with him and Venom. But here's the rest of the movie, and this is where the movie itself kind of just falls apart. The story is not really the most investing nor the most original thing. I thought Riz Ahmed as a villain, when I first heard that, I'm like, okay, that's a great choice. He's excellent. He plays it so straightforward. He plays it so boring, and really, he's just not the most captivating character. And he plays it so stale. He never really raises an octave or anything like that until like the very end, where there's like this big CGI fight, which do give credit. I actually really enjoy that scene. If anything, it was the truly best big highlight of the movie. Also, which kind of leads into the point. The final like 30 minutes, I thought were really solid. I thought at that point it was like, okay, that's interesting. I'm like, okay, at least I felt wrapped up in the story now and actually felt something for Eddie Brock then. However, the beginning is not too great. A lot of clunky dialogue here and there. Michelle Williams, within her own right, is an incredible actress. She really is. In any other role with her and Tom Hardy, they'd be excellent together. But in this film, they have no chemistry. Not since Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Yeah, not since Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom have I never believed in a chemistry sense. They have nothing to work with there. The dialogue is just generic as hell. Typical, like, story structure. He loses her. She moves on. He's still kind of clinging on to the past. It's just kind of, been here, done that by dialogue. We kind of expect what's coming. There's a hint they might get back together. That's just kind of it. So, yeah, it's just kind of stale. As I said before, that dialogue's not really that interesting or investing. It never, at least in my mind, it never got towards the point where I was like, insulted at a movie where I felt like it was a waste of my time. I at least felt like they nailed the character of Venom and the core sense of action and fierceness to it in the right tone. If only it could have been a better film, because it's not a good film. But within the same vein as this year's Predator or Jurassic World, I at least enjoyed the silliness towards enough. I'll at least say this was for the movie, is that if you can stomach the absolute genericness of the first 45 minutes at that point and not work out, then you're pretty much set to get through the movie. I was, and I kind of just got through the movie like, okay, alright, that was it. And by the end of the movie, I was just kind of like, okay, I enjoyed it. Not perfect, but at the very least, I enjoyed myself. And it's like, at the very least, within, I realize I have some Venom artwork across from me. Shit! I will grab it. I will grab it, actually, yeah. You have no choice but to watch this, unless you want to skip like 10 seconds. So, I'll be back in 10 seconds. Ta-da! Hopefully that can be the thumbnail. The Amazing Spider-Man. This is some excellent artwork right here. So yeah. At the very least, I felt like they at least got the core parts of Venom, even if I didn't 100% believe Eddie Brock was this news reporter dude who was doing this because of the righteous stuff that the company that he was investigating for. It was, I didn't really buy him as this kind of like activist of the first act of the film, but at least he warmed up in a way where I was like, okay, I at least found him charming and endearing and interesting enough to where I felt like he was a viable, interesting character, regardless if he was a character for good or not. He at least felt investing and or at least interesting enough to where I wanted to follow him. And where there's some things that kind of messed with. At the bottom line for me, it's like, yeah, I actually enjoyed the movie. It's not good by any means, but at the very least, I at least found myself, enjoying the movie as a whole. It's not good, but it's like, all right. It should have been. It's a wasted potential, but at least felt like where you delivered the main character good enough. I feel like I can forgive the movie's biggest problems, even if I can't over 100% forgive the film entirely. For me, it's just good enough. It's not a good movie, but I at least enjoy it. And for me, I'm gonna give Venom 58%. That's my rating. And I'll before I go, I'm not gonna give it away. But the mid credit scene, I enjoyed. Again, I'm not gonna spoil it. I enjoyed it. I thought it was awesome, but I hated the hair, and that's all I'm gonna say. So yeah. Till next time.